I've never been on a yacht, but I can only imagine they are just as calming, fancy, and beautiful as it seems. Today I'm talking about the top 10 crazy expensive yachts only rich people can afford. I'm your host Mikhail, and make sure to hit that subscribe button because it really helps us out. But enough of this, let's get on to the video. Starting off this countdown at number 10, Alasia. Way back in 2006, this yacht was the most expensive one in the world. Not so much these days, however. It has a large jacuzzi, 2 outside bars, water jets, diving equipment, fishing equipment, and a small speedboat used for dives away from the yacht. The starter rooms also include a small cinema, a large conference room, and a small restaurant, and it's owned by a Greek businessman. Figures though. Now you might think that this yacht is totally hardcore, and it is, but there are more on this list that can put it to actual shame. But I guess if you can afford to drop over $110 million on a yacht, you're doing okay. Number 9, Ambrosia. Ambrosia checks in at $119 million, and it actually appears to be for sale right now. But you probably won't be able to buy it unless you're Elon Musk or the founder of Chick-fil-A or something. But if you're looking for a yacht that features diesel-electric azipod propulsion, which brings to yachting a level of fuel efficiency, safety and quiet, and flexible operation previously seen only in commercial and military ships, and also has an interior by renowned French designer François Zeretti. Incorporates a highly refined art decor themed interior with extensive use of marquetry, hand-cut carpets, elegant staircases, and hand-painted murals. And if you have around $120 million lying around, then you might just be in luck when it comes to your next boat. Number 8, Polaris. The Polaris comes in at a whopping $130 million. Oh, but don't worry, we aren't even getting close to the most expensive yachts on this list. It was commissioned by a Saudi Arabian businessman before it was sold to a Russian billionaire, who ended up outfitting it with a second helicopter pad because apparently one wasn't enough, clearly. At one point, the yacht had a crew total of 46 people, and it eventually sold to David Geffen, who, if you don't know, is the maker of DreamWorks. You know that little moon with the guy and the fishing rod? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. This boat can also accommodate 18 and 46 crew, but based on the size of it, it seems like it can hold a lot more people. This might seem like we're reaching the heights of extravagance, but believe me, we aren't even close to getting to the most expensive yachts that were ever made. You're just gonna have to keep watching or skip to the end, but that's boring and no fun. And you guys aren't boring, are you? Number 7, Project Mars. Coming in at around $160 million, some of its features are an exterior lounge connected to the main saloon, an enclosed living garden, a backlit bar, a backlit onyx fireplace, a glass bridge, a formal dining room, a VIP cabin, children's quarters, a guest cabin, a helipad, an office, a gym, a sauna, and a steam room. I mean, that sounds like a lot of value for $160 million bucks, right? Who wouldn't want to spend that much money on something like this? I guess if you have that money to spend, you might as well spend it on luxury, right? Or I suppose you could just buy an entire third world country or try to solve world hunger. Number 6, Rising Sun. The Rising Sun comes at $200 million. It's been owned for a while by David Geffen, who I already mentioned on this list, but this is his second one, and is one of the largest yachts in the world. Also, I just thought about this, but like if you have a yacht, why would you need a house or a car? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm being unrealistic, but to me, it's like if you have a mode of transportation and you have shelter, that's the thing though, I guess. These people who own yachts aren't about having something they need to survive. It's just something that they want. They're about having something that makes them appear richer than everyone else, which I mean, it does that, but anyway. Halfway, number 5, Seven Seas. Another that comes in at $200 million is a yacht known as Seven Seas. It used to be owned by Steven Spielberg, but he decided it wasn't big enough. Steven didn't realize how much he'd enjoy cruising the ocean. Now, he said he'd like to spend more time exploring the seas and bring a few friends along for the ride, so he decided to upgrade to a bigger yacht. This is the kind of thing that makes me wonder if people in Hollywood have totally lost touch with what's going on in the world. Actually, what am I talking about? Of course they have. A tremendously influential film personality since the 50s, Steven Spielberg is known for producing and directing some of the most successful contemporary films. He's also one of the wealthiest people in film and clearly decided to spend some of his wealth on his passion for the ocean. According to rumors, the famous director took Seven Seas on a trip down memory lane when visiting places that he first explored while filming some of his movies, like North Africa when he directed Indiana Jones, China where Empire of the Sun was filmed, and Hawaii where parts of Jurassic Park came to life. The Seven Seas can comfortably accommodate 12 guests and 26 crew members, enough to ensure absolute comfort for every visitor. The sizable master suite, study, private owner's deck, a fully equipped gymnasium, a helipad, 2 cinemas, a spa and massage room, and private jacuzzi deck ensures an exclusive experience for Spielberg himself, even when entertaining guests. The interior is tastefully decorated by the esteemed design firm Nuvolari and Leonard, and boasts great expanses of walnut, rosewood, and teak. Guests can also look forward to using the 2 custom-built onboard tenders. Number 4, Dilbar. The Dilbar comes in at $256 million and is one of the largest yachts in the world, and is owned by Russian oligarch Alisher Osmanov. What's up with how rich Russians are these days? If you are a certain age, then you remember how Russians weren't supposed to be rich. They were supposed to be scary and hiding in the shadows, not cruising around on one of the most expensive yachts in the world. Well, times have changed, and these days the Russians aren't afraid to compare wealth with anyone. And one of the ways they show off their wealth is by cruising around in super rich yachts like this one, I guess. Number 3, Al Said. Now we're really starting to get up there with the big boys. $300 million for a yacht? You have to be kidding me. The Al Said is owned by Qaboos bin Said Al Said, the Sultan of Oman. Not a whole lot is known about it other than it has an enormous concert hall inside of it, big enough for a 50-piece orchestra. That's the thing, some people are rich and they want to show it off, and other people like to keep it a secret. The longest serving Arab ruler was born on November 18th, 1940, into the Al Said dynasty. His family had held power dating back to 1744. He received his education in England, returning home to Oman in 1965 and placed under virtual house arrest by his father. The New York Times quoted him then as explaining, "I've watched with growing dismay and increasing anger the inability of my father to use the newfound wealth of his country for the needs of its people. That's why I have taken control." Oman discovered oil on its own soil in the mid-1960s, yet despite the resulting wealth, it remained isolated and poor. He went on to use the oil wealth to develop infrastructure, ranging from paved roads to universities, hospitals, schools, ports, and sports stadiums. Furthermore, the Sultan established diplomatic relations throughout the Arab region as well as with China, the Soviet Union, and the United States. Under him, Oman also joined the United Nations. While he annually undertook a Meet the People tour with Oman, he began appearing less in the public as he grew older. Number 2, Dubai. This yacht comes in at $350 million. It features sunbathing areas, several jacuzzis, and a swimming pool boasting elaborate handmade tiling. Similarly, the interior features intricately designed handmade mosaics and a stunning circular staircase with glass steps, which change color with the light that enters from the top deck. Bold colors dominate the spectacular decorated interior. I mean, it sounds nice, but is it really $350 million nice? I think I might need to live in it for like a year without paying anything before I actually decide and know if I really want to buy it, you know? Now coming in at number 1, streets of Monaco. When I first saw a picture of this yacht, my jaw dropped. I honestly couldn't believe what I was looking at. I mean, at that point, can you even call it a yacht? Like, that's a city on water. Kinda like the city of Atlantis, except this one didn't sink. The first billion-dollar yacht on this list is one of only 3 that has the price tag. It's also the tackiest yacht on this list, without a doubt, as it's made to look like a scaled-down version of, you guessed it, the streets of Monaco. The main apartment of the owner is 4,800 square feet. This thing is super tacky sitting, but still kinda nice at a whopping $1.1 billion. Not accounting for tax, of course, which would probably cost another $1 million or so. But if you buy a billion-dollar boat like this, you've probably accounted for tax and many other things. Picturing myself living in one of these gorgeous, luxurious homes sounds like a dream, but maybe one day I'll live in one of these. I'm your host Michaela, and today we are talking about the top 10 luxurious homes you won't believe are real. Starting off at number 10, Palazzo d'Amore. Although this 43,000 square foot Mediterranean estate is located on a private tree-lined road in the center of America's most star-studded zip code, none of Hollywood's elite has made a move on it. Worthy of a starring role itself, the $129 million estate offers 12 bedrooms, 23 bathrooms, and a 10,000 square foot wine cellar, and an entertainment complex, all surrounded by a beautiful reflecting pool, waterfall, and a lush green garden. Yet all of these astonishing amenities have been standing since the lavish estate was listed in 2014, but was removed from the market several times since then. The home was recently relisted in March 2017 and is located in gorgeous Beverly Hills, California. Number 9, Golden Gate Glamour. So based on the title, I'm sure you can guess where this gorgeous home is located. In a city where more than half of all listed homes sell within a month of hitting the market, there have been notable few buyers waiting in the wings for this palatial property, which has been in the market for 566 days. This 16,000 square foot mansion features 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, and even elevator access to every floor and the lovely rooftop deck. A very rich buyer can scoop up the neglected nest for $29 million, which makes it far pricier than other neighborhood homes in San Francisco, California. Number 8, resort style residence. Graced by an outdoor pool and an open-air pavilion that seats over 40 people, this waterfront estate was literally built for entertaining. And yet, the property, which has been on and off the market for 4 years, hasn't seen an alfresco soiree in quite a while. The pool and pavilion are just 2 of many striking features on the picture-perfect 22,000 square foot residence overlooking Tranquil Mill Basin. Spa baths, powder rooms, a solarium, and a chef's kitchen round out the list of luxurious homes at the $18 million residence in Brooklyn, New York. Number 9, Silverhorn Spectacular. Very rarely does an estate property of this type come available in Katy. The spectacular home, which sits on over 1 acre of grounds, complete with a tennis court, a fresh lush green garden, a refreshing pool with an elevated hot tub, pool house with entertaining spaces, expansive yard and planting areas, a circular driveway with gate and motor core area with a 4-car garage. You will find the most lovely amenities, including an owner's retreat with a sitting area and fireplace along with its own workout room, gorgeous bath with glass block shower, spa tub, and enormous dressing closet spaces. Additional features include a wine room, downstairs secondary bedroom with full bath and craft room. Upstairs is a formal study, children's study nook, dry sauna, children's game room, and a formal game room with wet bar adjacent to the home theater room. The exterior breezeway provides access to the enormous guest suite with private bath, living area, and additional storage, and this will cost you around $2.3 million pending you will ever plan to purchase it. Number 6, Hayes Mansion. When I first saw this one, I actually thought there had been a mistake because I thought there was no way this could be a house because the pool and pool deck looks like a total resort. Though the potential sale of Hayes Mansion for a value of around $47 million eventually fell through earlier this year, its century-old charms are not lost on locals. The 41,000 square foot revival estate built in 1905 and listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1975 features 62 rooms and incorporates over 12 different species of wood. For investors who wish to claim a piece of California's history, the stately property is now back on the market for $36 million. Halfway at number 5, Lakefront Manse. If you're looking for a humble home in Michigan, this $4.9 million estate probably won't make your shortlist. For those seeking luxury, the opulent waterfront residence could just be the ticket. The 7,740 square foot abode planted on a scenic long lake comes with 5 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a gym, 6 fireplaces, and a walkout basement with its own exercise and billiards room. After the home failed to attract a buyer in 2015 and again in 2016, it was made available to renters for the cool price of $25,000 a month in Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Number 4, Stone-Walled Sanctuary. You wouldn't guess from its fairy tale worthy stone exterior, but this estate has been unable to attract a buyer for years, during which time it has been repeatedly put on and off the market without changing ownership. Currently it is on sale for $39.9 million. Don't really see how that's a sale, but anyway. The millionaire-ready manse was built on the estate of Henry Clay Fick II, the grandson of renowned steel tycoon Henry Clay Fick. Buyers willing to splurge on the modern-day palace will find that the 30,000 square foot interior is full of crazy amenities, including a home theater, wine cellar, and an 11-car garage in Alpine, New Jersey. Number 3, 3 homes in one. You know the saying everything is bigger in Texas? Well, I didn't fully believe it until I saw this house. Dallas's low cost of living allows homebuyers to put forth more of their budget to real estate, but this high-end home on the market since January hasn't yet piqued the interest of a high-flying buyer. At $48.9 million, the 28,000 square foot pad on a beautiful 25-acre lot certainly has the living space to justify its price tag. The buyer who scoops up the property gets not only the main house but also gets a guest house and an apartment, all located less than a 10-minute drive from downtown. Number 2, Versace Mansion. One of the most luxurious and impressive mansions in Madrid is on sale for 5.5 million euros. Located at Las Rosas de Madrid, northwest of the capital, it has more than 1,700 square meters of mansion on a property of 3,300 square meters. It has 6 bedrooms, 5 of them being large master suites with large panoramic terraces, in addition to 4 living rooms and a kitchen with a separate dining room of 130 square meters. Among the many rooms of the property are the fully soundproofed cinema with great comfort, a movie theater, a wine cellar, a games room, a meeting room, a large spa with a heated indoor pool where you can enjoy a jacuzzi, sauna, Turkish baths, and more. Outside there is a double staircase leading to the first floor, featuring impressive views of the mountains, a paddle tennis court on the back of the garden, and great privacy. The underfloor heating throughout the house will also make sure you don't have cold feet. It also has hot and cold air conditioning. In terms of security, it is fully armored with closed circuit security cameras, armored doors with anchors, armored glass, infrared perimeter alarms, and alarms with movement sensors. This mansion is also on sale fully furnished with very exclusive furniture, with a multitude of Versace decorative elements and great architectural and decorative qualities. Now finally, coming in at number 1, The One. Yes, this home is called The One, described by Concierge Auctions as 105,000 square foot work of art and the largest and grandest house ever built in the urban world. The One, with its prime location, phenomenal architecture, and extraordinary artwork, has every right to make it to this list. Perched atop a hill with a 360-degree view of the bustling city of Los Angeles below, The One has a very much king of the world feel. Right from the massive 5,000 square feet master bedroom to the set of the infinity pools adding to the mansion on the hill's aesthetic. To the numerous artworks all over the house, everything about this home screams high living. A house built to pamper everyone, of course, has to have 21 bedrooms, a state-of-the-art gym complete with a lap pool, and a 4-lane bowling alley. The property also is known for being home to a garage big enough to fit 30 cars, with turntables for brag-worthy displays, a movie theater, a 10,000-bottle wine cellar, a guest house, a nightclub, a hair salon, a juice bar, and a 10,000-foot roof deck, among many other rooms. Oh, and its cost is $295 million. I'm not a car expert, nor do I know much about them, but I do enjoy looking at really cool ones. So today we are going to talk about the top 10 rarest cars in the world you won't ever see in your lifetime. I'm your host, Michaela, and make sure to subscribe. But now let's get started. Starting off at number 10, Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale. The Alfa Romeo 33 Stradale was an Italian sports car built between 1967 and 1969. Only 18 of the cars were built. As the name indicates, it is a street-legal version of a racing car. In this case, the Auto Delta Alfa Romeo Tipo 33 sports prototype. Then produced was a 2.0-liter V8 that featured Spica fuel injection, 4 ignition coils, and 16 spark plugs that were specifically built for this car. It gave the Stradale a top speed of 160 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 time of 5.5 seconds, which wasn't bad for 1967. According to Alfa Romeo, this car's original launch price was 10 million Italian lire, which was about $6,150 at the time. Estimates for this car now sit at around $3 million and above. Number 9, 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. The 1969 ZL1 had a 427 Cuin L88 engine that officially produced 430 horsepower, although there are several reports claiming it actually made in excess of 500 horsepower. Either way, the ZL1 was the most powerful Corvette available at the time. All that power meant it needed some other upgrades as well. It received special front and rear suspension, heavy-duty brakes, hose traction rear axle, and transistorized ignition were all options for the 69 Corvette ZL1. According to the official records, only 2 1969 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1s were sold, and only one of those is fully documented, and to this day they cost around $1.2 million. Number 8, 1954 Oldsmobile F88. The Oldsmobile F88 was a dream car built in 1954, with the initial sketches drawn by Bill Lang. It was built in the chassis of a Chevrolet Corvette and used the same 102-inch wheelbase, and the body was built of fiberglass. The car used a 5.3-liter Super 88 V8 engine with a 4-barrel carburetor, giving it up to 250 horsepower and a Corvette-derived rear axle. The instrument panel on the car was later then used on the Cutlass. Many people believe that the F88 was the car that changed the style of cars for the new up-and-coming era. This is not your typical Oldsmobile, as you can tell by its sleek golden body in pristine condition. The F88 is an example of car manufacturing transcending into art. Number 7, 1957 Jaguar XK-SS. The Jaguar XK-SS was a road-friendly version of the Jaguar D-Type race car. It was originally built in 1957 and looks somewhat like a precursor to the Jaguar E-Type. Only 16 of these cars were made over 50 years ago, out of a scheduled 25, and the final 9 were built and launched in 2016, built to the exact specifications of the originals. The car came about after a few completed D-Types were unsold following the 1956 racing season. Sir William Lyons of Jaguar decided to convert the cars to be road legal in an attempt to exploit the American market, which was heavily into high-performance European cars. It's based off of the Jaguar D-Type race car and came about as a result of Jaguar pulling out of competitive motorsports at the time, said a spokesman for CarSumo. The Jaguar XK-SS was popularized by icon actor Stephen McQueen. Number 6, 1994 Ferrari F40 LM. The Ferrari F40 is a classic body style from Ferrari, a mid-engined rear-wheel drive sports car that was built between 1987 and 1992. The F40 was the successor to the Ferrari 288 GTO, designed to celebrate the company's 40th anniversary. It was the last car design personally approved by the late great Enzo Ferrari. It was also Ferrari's fastest, most powerful, and most expensive car at the time, with a suggested retail price of $400,000, which is around $860,000 today. A twin turbocharged V8 giving it a 471 horsepower, giving it a top speed of 199 miles per hour. Of the 1,311 F40s made, only 19 of them were F40 LMs. According to GT Spirit, a 1994 F40 LM was expected to sell for between 2 to 2.5 million, but it ended up going for 3.3 million. Halfway number 5, 2013 Pagani Zonda Revolution. This is a mid-engine supercar that debuted debuted in 1999, and production ended in 2018 after the release of the Zonda HP Barchetta. Only 135 Zondas were built since 2009, both as coupes and roadsters. In the third variant, the Barchetta, the Zonda Revolution is a special final version of the car that was released only to special clients and family members during Vanishing Point 2013. Mercedes-AMG developed the engine, a 6.0-liter V12 that produced 789 horsepower and an X-Track 672 6-speed transversal and sequential gearbox that could change gears in 20 milliseconds. Only 5 of these cars were built and they were priced at around $2.6 million. Number 4, W Motors Lycan Hypersport. The Lycan Hypersport is a Lebanese limited production supercar that was built by W Motors. It was built in 2012 with the help of Lebanese, French, and Italian engineers, and is the first sports car to be designed and manufactured indigenously in the Middle East. The car was made famous by its introduction in the film Furious 7, where a hypersport smashes through skyscrapers. It can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds and has a top speed of 240 miles per hour. Only 7 units were produced, making it one of the rarest supercars. It also came with a price tag of $3.4 million, making it the third most expensive production car built to date. The Hypersport's headlights were embedded with jewels, titanium LED blades, and a 420 15-karat diamonds, though buyers could also pick rubies, yellow diamonds, and sapphires to integrate depending on the color choice. As if the precious gemstones weren't enough, the 3D infotainment system can even generate holographs, and the leather interior is stitched with gold thread. But not all the money went to nice things, as you can tell by its 3.7-liter twin-turbo Flak 6 engine that produces 780 horsepower. Number 3, 1956 Aston Martin DBR1. The Aston Martin DBR1 was a race car built in 1956 and intended for the World Sports Car Championship. Its most famous victory on the track came at the 1959 24 Hours of Le Mans, which was Aston Martin's only outright victory at their endurance race. It's one of only 3 cars to win both the Le Mans 24 Hours and the World Sports Car Championship in the same year. The DBR1 won 6 World Sports Car Championships in the 50s, which was a record and remained a record until surpassed by the Ferrari 250 TR. The car was fixed with a racing version of the Lagonda straight 6 engine in order to comply with the 24 Hours of Le Mans regulations. It was a 2.5-liter engine that clocked 250 horsepower. In August 2017, a DBR1 was sold for $22 million, which is a world record price for a British-made car. Bloomberg has called the DBR1 the most important Aston Martin ever made. Only 5 of these purpose-built cars were ever made, according to the Telegraph. Number 2, 1953 Jaguar XK120C. The Jaguar XK120C, or the C-Type, was a racing sports car from Jaguar produced between 1951 and 1953. The car was built using a lightweight tubular frame and an aerodynamic body. Only 53 of these cars were ever built and 43 of them were sold to private owners, making it possibly the rarest Jaguar in the world. When a 53 C-Type was sold at an RM auction in Italy in 2015 for $13.2 million, it became the most expensive Jaguar ever sold. The road version car ran on a 3.4-liter twin-cam straight 6 engine that produced between 160 and 180 brake horsepower, while the track version had a 205 brake horsepower tuned engine. The C-Type was very successful at racing, proven by its 2 wins at the Le Mans 24 Hours race, first in 1951 and then in 1953. But they lost in 1952 because Jaguar was worried about the reported speed of the new Mercedes-Benz 300 SLs. So they modified the aerodynamics to increase speed, but the rearrangement led to overheating from a vulnerable cooling system. Now coming in at number 1, the 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO. The Ferrari 250 GTO is a race car produced between 1962 and 1964 for the FIA's Group 3 Grand Touring car category. The car is powered by a Tipo V12 engine. Only 39 of these cars were made, 33 with the 1962-63 bodywork Series 1, 3 with the 1964 bodywork Series 2, which was similar to the Ferrari 250 LM, and 3 330 GTO limited edition cars with larger engines. The GTO cost around $18,000 at its onset in the United States, and buyers had to be personally approved by Enzo Ferrari and his dealer. In 2012, the 1962 GTO made for a Sterling Moss set an all-time record-selling price of $38 million. Another 250 GTO set the record for the most expensive car ever sold at an auction when it fetched a staggering $48 million in 2018. Unofficially, a 1963 Ferrari GTO was also sold to a private owner in 2018, fetching a record-breaking sum of $70 million. Enzo Ferrari once said he thought the Jaguar XKE was the most beautiful car in the world, and the 250 GTO kind of looks like one, so we wonder where he got the design idea for the car. It was nominated as the top sports car of all time by Sports Car International in 2004, and Motor Trend Classic placed it first on its list of greatest Ferraris of all time. Popular Mechanics also named it the hottest car of all time. But that is all. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.